Hello. Okay, let me check if I'm live already. Yeah, Jason Gunn. Okay. How's everything? How are you? We are closing into the final week of June 2025, which is the first half of 2025. Time flies. Okay, I guess I'm live. All right, welcome back to Ask Jason Anything About Meta Advertising. If this is the first time you see me, my name is Jason. I'm a Meta Ads Optimization Strategist. And yeah, what I do is I go live here working with clients and my community and basically all I do here is every week I will go live for 30 minutes and I will answer questions from you about meta advertising and digital marketing. So if you have any meta advertising related questions, all you need to do is first thing first, please go to my YouTube channel and start with searching for an answer on my YouTube channel. I've posted over 1,000 videos. Chances are I probably have covered something similar to whatever that you're facing right now. Now, if you can find an answer, great. Just move on and do whatever you need to do with it. Because when it comes to meta advertising, there are a ton of things that we need to look into. But one thing at a time, right? You have one challenge, look for the solution, and move on to the next one. All right. So yeah, if you cannot find an answer, all you need to do is just post your question as a comment on any of my YouTube videos. And all I'm going to do is on the following Sunday, I would take a screenshot of your question and I will answer your questions live, in my weekly AMA. Ask me anything, right? So that's what we do. So without further ado, let's bring this up because this week itself, it seems like I did not get any, like complex questions because some of the questions I can just point them to some videos to watch and all that. So I wouldn't answer the question again. But yeah, at the moment, this week itself, I did not get any kind of like discussable questions, but I guess it's beneficial to go through some of the questions that I receive from my community, whether it's from my clients, from my Jason on Demand members, which I'll talk about it in a little bit. So basically, yeah. And just in case, right? I mean, because this is you and I going live, I mean, as in me going live, answering your questions over the screen. But sometimes your questions is a little bit more complex. You want me to either, like give you a screen walkthrough to navigate how to use certain features on Meta Ads Manager, or you probably want me to remotely go into your Meta Ads campaign and take a look at whatever that you have done to give you recommendations about whether you have set the campaign right or whether you want me to review your campaign to give you recommendations on optimization. That is something that I can't do it live here, right? But if you need me to work on that with you, okay, I would like to invite you to join my one-on-one Meta Ad support. It's called Jason on Demand. So basically, Jason on Demand members, every month you have 3 credits to ask any questions about meta advertising. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to answer your question in video reply. So if I need to go in and walk through the whole setup of the campaign, or if I need to go in and explain to you a specific feature or tools in the Meta Ads Manager or business portfolio, I will do that, and I will send over a video, a recording, answering your questions that way. Yeah. So aside from that, you can also ask me to review your campaign setup, ask me to review your campaign metrics to give you recommendations. These are all the things that you can do as a JOD member, Jason on Demand member. And on top of that, if you need to have one-on-one Zoom call with me to go through something that is more in-depth and have one-on-one, discussion, you get 50% discount for those sessions. So if that's something that you're looking for, this is a monthly subscription. You can scan this QR code and subscribe. You can cancel anytime. You can just come in just because you have some, urgent questions that you want to address. And after that, you can feel free to cancel anytime. So there is no string attached. There is no commitment. All you need to do here is to scan this QR code, and I would definitely happy to welcome you into my inner circle. All right. So that's one thing. Now, just in case you want something more, like a hand holding kind of thing, because yeah, not everybody wants to go through so-called learning on their own. If you want somebody to come in and build the campaign with you, and along the side you get to watch and learn, my one-on-one Meta Ads coaching is definitely suitable for you. So this is where I work with most of my clients at the moment on a one-on-one basis. So what we do is we meet on the weekly basis. Okay, we will spend at least 30 minutes every week. We can do everything. So at the very beginning, of course, we will discuss about the campaign strategy. We will dive in to talk, look at your KPI and your need and all that, and we will then set up the campaign together. And like I will get involved in everything, including the ad creative, the copywriting, the campaign setup. Over Zoom's screen sharing, we can do everything together. So once the campaign is up on a weekly basis, we would be meeting in terms of going in and analyze the metrics. So yeah, every week we analyze, we decide what are the things that we want to test, and then we test it. And on the over another week, we will meet again and optimize again and all that. So this is how I work with clients on Meta Ads optimization. So this is a one-on-one coaching. It's a done with you program. Same thing, for whatever I do, there is no commitment as in like you need to commit for 3 months or 6 months, no such thing. You can just come in, work on whatever that you're facing for just 1 month. And of course, you can feel free to just cancel your subscription anytime. So yeah, but then again, this one, I only take really a handful of clients every month. So I would like to invite you to have a one-on-one discussion for 20 minutes. Scan this QR code. You will be ask certain questions, and if you're qualified, then we will invite you to have a one-on-one Zoom call for 20 minutes to discuss about whether we are a good fit to work together. If that's something that you're looking for, then please scan this QR code, and I look forward to work with you. Now, just in case you really still want to go back and learn meta advertising on your own, so I have this Meta Ads Blueprint 2025. So this is the 4.5-hour recorded training where I walk you through every single thing you need to know about meta advertising. First, I talk about the latest AI tools and features that you need to take advantage on, it's in meta advertising. Then I talk about how do I design and develop meta ad strategy for lead gen, for e-commerce, even if you sell on marketplaces that, I would cover as well. And on top of that, I would also walk you through on how do I set up the campaign with step-by-step walkthrough inside the Ads Manager. I would explain each and every one of the steps and features and tools that I use, and if I choose not to use it, I will explain why. So with step-by-step walkthrough, you'll be able to set up the campaign on your own. All right. So yeah, setting up a campaign is the easiest part, right? Then I talk about analytics, which is the most important thing when it comes to you really understand whether your campaign is working or not. What are the metrics you should look into? What are the benchmark? How do you measure? How do you make decision? And then, of course, we talk about optimization and scaling strategies when it comes to meta advertising. So those are the things that I cover in Meta Ads Blueprint 2025. So if that's something that you're looking for, scan this QR code. You will be able to just purchase the course and start learning right away. All right. Now, so those are the things that I have here. Then I just dive into the first question that I received. This is a question that I received from my Jason On Demand member the other day. So he was asking, what is the lowest budget to start on meta advertising? Because he told me when he was trying to learn meta advertising on his own, certain experts told him that he has to spend at least $50 to $100 in order to see meaningful results and in order to have a really kind of fast learning kind of thing. So in my opinion, theoretically, spending more allows you to reach more people. Yes, that would actually, in a way, accelerate your learning and stabilize the campaign, hopefully, faster. But that is provided that you are already you already know what you're doing. You're already certain and you're already sure about, first, your campaign strategy, your audience targeting, your whatever goal settings and everything. So you are certain about advertising, then maybe you can consider doing that. But if you're totally new to meta advertising, it can be scary to spend $100 a day, to be fair. It's hard-earned money, right? So my philosophy is actually very simple and straightforward. To me is, if you can't make money with $10, what makes you think that you can make money with $100? So when it comes to meta advertising, in my opinion, it's just a number game. You spend more, you learn faster, but it also brings you a lot of anxiety and uncertainty and stuff like that. So in my opinion, you can also spend a little, to me, in my opinion, if you can spend $5 or $10 a day, that's totally sufficient. And that would actually allow you to learn over time. Because to me is this, sometimes you don't want to stress yourself out, especially if you're totally new to advertising. But what I would like to recommend here is spend, an amount that you're comfortable with and start learning from the metrics coming in. If you go in and start learning, start testing with $5, for example, and that immediately you will start getting interactions from your audience. You will start seeing the KPI the CTR, the CPM, and all the metrics coming in. So that's where you start learning to analyze, to start get a hang of it. Maybe you need to spend up to $35 in order to get one conversion. So that's a week, but that's fine, right? At least you know that after 1 week, you get one conversion, you're happy about it. And you know that kind of like, let's build a hypothesis that, look, our per purchase is about $35. Now, let's say if I want to get 2 purchases per week, doesn't mean that I have to spend $70. So take one step at a time. Do not just jump in with a bunch of money at the, like immediately you burn out and you kind of like, like you just give up on meta advertising. This is not fair. So that's what I think. So low budget is fine. But when you have a lower budget, I would recommend that you may not want to come and like complicate the campaign structure. So let's say if you start with $5 or $10 a day, in my opinion, you should consider having a single ad set campaign, as in like you have one campaign, one ad set. Do not try to go and figure out whatever detailed targeting, interest targeting or whatever, because that may actually kind of like, like messed up the campaign structure. Because let's say if you try to test 5 different detailed targeting options, for example, then maybe you want to break it into 5 ad sets. In my opinion, that's not ideal, especially when you have a lower budget, because each campaign will not be able to learn fast or learn enough in overtime. So if you have $5 or $10 a day, just group them in one. Consider going broad, because Meta algorithm is really good at helping you to find audiences that are really interested in you. So try to build a structure in a simpler way. And you can have 3 to 5 ads in one, doesn't matter. Just let it learn over time. And, then let the numbers come to you. Let the metrics come to you. This is all this is the whole learning process about meta advertising, one step at a time. So yeah, learning meta ads is really something that you cannot rush into. It grows on you. Basically, you just need to start running it. So if you are starting out lowest budget, I would say you can actually start considering with $5 or $10 a day, and then do not want to burn yourself out. Just make sure that you are learning, because these are all the money that you are putting aside just to learn. And over time, as you learn better and better, you can do better and better. So if you need a support, you see, when it comes to meta advertising, sometimes it can be scary, and you just need somebody to bounce your idea with. So I would like to invite you to join my one-on-one meta ad support. This is my Jason on Demand. So this is a one-on-one. This is not you coming into a community or whatever. This is you and me. But the way I do this is very straightforward. Anytime you have a question, you can just email me your question and I will reply in a video reply. As in, if I need to walk you through on the setup, I will. If I need to explain to you going in how to use a certain feature, I will. And you can also request me to come in and look at your campaign structure or to analyze your campaign. To give you recommendations on optimization, I will. So those are the things that you can request me to do. And this is really coming from me. It's not from anyone else from my team, because basically I really want to use this to help really advertisers like you to achieve meaningful results. So if that's something that you're looking for, then scan this QR code and I look forward to work with you. All right. So that's the first question I get. Now, the second question is really very interesting, because I still get questions about detailed targeting. The other day, somebody came to me and said that, Jason, if I want to break into 5 different ad sets, each one testing different detailed targeting, okay, would that be a good strategy to start for my advertising campaign? Then I asked him, actually, nothing wrong about those strategy. Let's put it this way. It has been used by a lot of advertisers from all around the world for many years now. But having said that, what I want to highlight to you here is detailed targeting has changed. Oh, but wait, before that, I asked him, how much are you going to spend? He said he wanted to spend $10 a day. So he wants to test maybe 5 different detailed targeting, and he wants to break them into different ad sets. So my simple answer to that is actually very simple. If you're spending a lower budget, meaning you're spending about $5 to $10 a day, I wouldn't recommend to go for detailed targeting testing, because basically if you break into 5 detailed targeting, for example, you will be cutting the budget really thin. Each one will probably only spend like $2. So $2 can only allow you to reach that many people. And basically, because you have to understand, meta advertising, just like any other advertising, is just a number game. Okay, the more people you reach, the higher chance of you reaching people who are interested. And basically, you're going to get some results from there. And that's where optimization takes place. So this is where I actually would advise against detailed targeting, so-called ad sets, segmentation, because basically it's very difficult to test. And second thing is, when it comes to detailed targeting, I always have this argument. Say, for example, you want to try people who are interested in digital marketing, and you also want to try people who are interested in meta advertising, Google advertising. To me, All this segmentation in terms of detailed targeting is quite meaningless, because if I'm interested in meta advertising, I probably will be interested in Google advertising. You get what I mean? So I may fall into different groups, and if you do not set up a campaign exclusion correctly, I might be seeing your ads multiple times, and that would actually kind of cause your overreaching issue, which would deplete your budget. And this is kind of be a budget waste when it comes to your campaign structure. So in my opinion, and another thing that's really important about detailed targeting is that detailed targeting are now recommendations only, as in like when you choose all these detailed targeting, like I want to go for people who are interested in online marketing, email marketing. Meta would say that yes, I will try to reach, but these are all recommendations. I may and I will, as in like Meta, will and may and will. Wait, anyway, so they will reach people beyond your detailed targeting selection. So at the end of the day, you are still potentially reaching people who are beyond your selection. So might as well, in my opinion, the best way to target the right audience nowadays is really using the ad itself. As if you're able to craft the message clear and straightforward enough to tell people and the algorithm at the same time. But let's talk about the people first. When you're able to really tell people what you sell and what you offer as a service or a product, immediately you kind of like filter out those people who may not be interested in you, because yeah, let's say I am a Meta Ads one-on-one coaching coach. So people who wants to look for agency would not come to me. People who wants to learn meta advertising on their own may not come to me. But those who are really serious about meta advertising, they want to get somebody to really work with them to help them learn, would come to me. So that helps you really zoom into the audience, because those who are not interested will not click. But those who click might be interested. So that's one thing. Now, at the same time, when you position your product as in the ad itself, you position yourself really clearly. That also allow the algorithm to find people who might be interested in you, because that's how things work, right? Because algorithm really know, as in Meta system itself, they really know who are the people who have clicked recently, click on something that is similar to what you offer, right? So this somebody has clicked on the ad, on let's say a free Meta Ads training, for example. So if they are interested in that, they might be interested in me. So that helps the algorithm match people. So this is really, that's why I always like to say Meta advertising is now intent-based advertising, as in like when you're able to really tell what you sell, what you offer, Meta would help you find the right people. So in my opinion, this is even a better way to find the right audience and to match them and to bring them into your universe in a more effective way. So yeah, these are all the tiny little things when it comes to meta advertising that you may find it confusing, because there are many school of thoughts. And to be frank, sometimes your question is so specific that you may not be able to really find somebody who really talk about it that clearly about what you need. So in that case, you probably need somebody to offer you advice right away. So I would like to invite you to my one-on-one Meta Ads support. This is called Jason On Demand. So in this program, I will work with you on a one-on-one basis, but the format is different. Whenever you have a question, send me an email. You can write in a really great detail, or you can just give me a voice note, or you can actually send me a video recording or a loan to tell me, really explain to your question. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to reply your question in a video reply. So I'm going to record a video. If I need to walk you through a certain feature, I will. You can also ask me to dive into your campaign and give you recommendations on your campaign structure, on your metrics and stuff like that. Those are the things that we can do. So yeah, so every month you have somebody. So at least you know that whenever you need support, you have somebody to fall back to. And this somebody has been running ads for a long time. And I'm a Meta certified pro and stuff like that. So yeah, you can find out more about me on this, scan this QR code to go there. So yeah, so if this is something that you need, in fact, I really need something like this when I was learning Meta advertising on my own, but I didn't get. But now if you need help, scan this QR code. I look forward to work with you. Okay, now the next question that I get these questions a lot. So I was thinking maybe I should do another one. So what is Meta Advertising Learning Limited? When you're running ads on Meta, a lot of times you'll start seeing this yellow color triangle exclamation mark in it. It says that Learning Limited, or anything that is like Learning Limited is one of the most commonly seen stuff. So basically, what does that mean? First, you need to understand Learning Limited means, okay, basically what is learning? Meta Ads learning requires the campaign to achieve 50 conversion, 50. So if you're trying to get a purchase, you need to get 50 purchase in 7 days in order to exit learning. If you want to get lead, you need to get 50 leads in 7 days to exit learning. That's the ideal situation. So when it comes to Learning Limited, what Meta is trying to tell you here is that please spend more money to help me reach more people and get you more result, to help you complete learning. So it's really on you. But having said that, like if you are not comfortable to spend that amount of money. Let's say, for example, if you have an new e-commerce website, and you've been getting one purchase every week and you're spending about like $5 a day. Fair, right? So, but $35 per purchase is okay each for you. But then again, the Learning Limited has been bothering you. So, in my opinion, if that's the budget that you're comfortable spending and you're getting result out of that consistently, continue to spend at that amount. Doesn't mean that you need to push the budget, because I don't want you to spend something that is not comfortable for you. So that's my bottom line, right? But even if it's Learning Limited, what I want to assure you here is that it will not jeopardize your campaign. I say it again, it will not jeopardize your campaign. It will cause some volatility, yes, because when it's in learning, Meta will actively test new stuff and new audiences in it, but doesn't mean that they will always, kind of like put a lot of variables into the testing and stuff. But as long as you are getting results consistently, okay, Meta will learn better and better over time. The Learning Limited may exit learning slower, but doesn't mean that it will not. So just keep running the ad as long as you're seeing consistent result that you're happy with. Then gradually, whenever you're ready, increase the budget whenever you're ready, but do not do it just because like the system tells you that or the algorithm tells you that or whatever. So don't stretch yourself up. So in my opinion, you want to spend a budget that you're comfortable with. You want to keep your own pace. You don't need to rush into things unless you need to. But if you need to rush into things, then you probably need some professional help. So that's what I think. All right, so that's what I have about Learning Limited. Don't be worried. Even creative fatigue, don't be worried. It only means that, the Meta system believes that you have been reaching these people frequent enough. But then again, if you look at it on a weekly frequency, on a monthly frequency, usually it's fine. So just keep running the ad as long as it's getting you results. But of course, monitor the metrics and all that. And constantly, when I say constantly test new things, well, you probably want to consider testing new creative on a monthly basis if you have the capacity. But having said that, I've got campaigns that has been running for months, 20 over months, over, like years actually, and still performing at its optimum level, which is totally common. You don't need to stretch yourself towards that. That's what I want to highlight to you. But having said that, if you need help when it comes to Meta advertising, because sometimes all these little signals, little warning signs and stuff like that popping up may actually cause some, like confusion and panic. So you probably need somebody to explain to you what it is all about. So if you do, then I would like to invite you to my one-on-one Meta ad support, which is what I call Jason on Demand. So in this program itself, I will work with you one-on-one. You and I, not with my team member and whatnot, not in a group coaching format and whatnot. It's just you and I, but the format is different. Okay. Whenever you have questions about Meta advertising, drop me an email and I will reply in a video reply. So basically, yeah, your email can be long, just be it, or you do better with, like recording to me, just voice note, fine. If you want to go through, like do a long video for me, fine, just do it. So that I can understand your question fully, and I will reply in the video format. So if I need to walk you through on a certain feature, I will. If I need to, like really dive into your campaign and dissect your campaign structure, I will. If I need to dissect your metrics, I will. So those are the things that we will do together, because to be frank, Meta advertising is a lonesome journey. Sometimes the answers that you get over the internet may be a little bit here and there. You want something that is really tailored to your need. So this is it. All right. And on top of that, if you need some one-on-one Zoom call, kind of like really do different things in a live basis with me, you get, really good discount as a Jason on Demand member. So if that's something that you're looking for, then, well, scan this QR code and I look forward to work with you. All right. So that brings us to kind of like the end of the questions over here. So yeah, I have a question over here. So I thought I would like to bring it up. So Zainora was asking, in sales campaign, interest targeting is still relevant in 2025? Or use broad targeting straight away? Good question. In my opinion, as long as you have been getting good results, you should consider going for broad. And you should even consider going for Advantage Plus sales campaign, because the algorithm is really doing a good job in terms of learning. Because when it comes to detailed targeting, you have to understand, detailed targeting are now basically recommendations to Meta, as in like Meta would take your advice or take your recommendation, but they may and will reach people beyond your selection. So this is something that is already kind of like everybody knows that. But then again, having said that, detailed targeting is still not a pathway, but it's not as pure as it is. And another thing is Meta has been removing detailed targeting options. So over the years, a lot of things that we used to use are no longer in place. So it become, like less and less impactful or useful to the campaign structure. So what happened is recently a lot of my clients has gone for Advantage Plus sales campaign, whether it's a group ads or you want to have a single ad set kind of like Advantage Plus sales campaign. That's something that you definitely have to test and see which one works better for you. But then again, going broad is a sound strategy at the moment. So if you want to, you have not tried that, I recommend that you try. But having said that, here's the thing I would like to highlight here is do not kill a campaign that is performing. So if you have been using detailed targeting and it's doing well, keep running that, but put aside a portion of your budget into testing new things. So like the other day, I was just, like talking to a client because I recommended something. He straight away turned off a campaign that has been working well, and you went into a new strategy. And eventually, the strategy may be a little bit volatile. We need time to adjust and stuff. But yeah, that's the thing. So yeah, keep whatever that is working right now to continue while to get you result that you need and stuff like that. But at the same time, constantly test new things. That's what I would like to recommend. Yeah, but then again, if you need help, Zainora, scan this QR code to consider joining my JSON on Demand 101 Meta Ad support, because this is where you can ask me to answer questions or to explain to you certain features or to even get me to remotely dive into your Meta Ads campaign to dissect the number, to give you a plan on how to potentially take your campaign to the next level. So yeah, if that's something you're looking for, then scan this QR code and I look forward to work with you. All right, with that, thank you so much for those who are joining me live. And if you're watching this as a replay, thank you for watching. Remember, if you have any questions, pop your question as a comment on any of my YouTube videos. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick it up and answer your question live on following Sunday. If you can join me live, then feel free to pop your questions like Zainora here. And with that, thank you so much. I'll see you next Sunday. Good night. Bye.